Tonight on the Empire Report, Sheila Hero sees her day in court. The notorious intersystem outlaw faces over 70 counts, including robbery, smuggling, and murder. Security specialists are wondering if she'll try to trade names for leniency. We'll have details.
New United released their annual list of the happiest systems in the UEE. Where does your home rank? We'll break down the results and talk to one of the judges.
Spark those engines. Murray Cup racing season is just around the corner. We'll introduce the new faces, who's favored to win, and which former cup holder may be closing out this year at the bottom of the pack.
All that and more on the next Empire Report at 2200 SET. Welcome to episode 50 of Around the Verse. I'm Sandy Gardner.
And I'm Ben Lesnick.
And I am back.
Welcome back.
Magic. I was in London yesterday.
And you're back for good now? No more disappearing?
No more motion capture, performance capture. Not back in Europe until Gamescom. You will be too.
Yeah, that should be a good time. But tell us about London. What was it like?
It was great. It was a really good time. Great cast, great crew. 3 weeks left of shooting. And it's looking really amazing, like really amazing.
So you must have had a lot of fun acting alongside great actors like I
did, very spoilt in that regard, so a lot of fun stories that I can't share right now.
We'll get those out of her down the line.
Yes.
And you had a chance to go to Manchester and see the Foundry 42 office.
I did. I caught up with our CS staff there. Took them out to lunch, caught up with everything, and they've got a great little team there. I quite like it.
I really like them too. They do a fantastic job, and they never complain about anything. So
no, they don't, and they work really hard. And we work really hard here too. But we are in the middle of a free fly week. All AC-ready ships are unlocked.
So if you'd like to try something interesting, like a Gladiator or a Gladius, and you don't have that in your fleet, this is your week to try it out.
Or a Mustang.
A Mustang, all flavors of Mustang now available.
We released a Vandal side Q&A last week.
About 2 weeks ago we put out the first video of the Vandal Scythe flyable by humans, and we answered some questions last week. We're going to take more questions in the comments, so if you have another burning question about the Scythe, please post them there and we will get to them.
Now let's go to the Spectrum for news from around the verse.
Individual studios. We'll come back on down.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Santa Monica, California for news from around the verse. I'm Travis Day.
I'm Darian Vorlick.
And we're going to talk to you a little bit about what the team's been up to this week. So kick us off.
So what we've got on this week, and actually for probably the next couple of weeks, we've got a few of the producers visiting from the UK, from Austin. And we're kind of having our global production summit to put a lot of new processes in place to streamline a lot of things, including a lot of the Gamescom planning.
Yep.
So some exciting, at least from the production end, it is pretty exciting stuff to get a lot of these responsibilities hammered out and just really pave the way for how we're going to proceed for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and moving to kind of a new production process is a little more unified, a little more, we use all the same scheduling methods, all the same JIRA methods, everybody's getting unified on a new system. So I think it'll be good for all the cross-studio collaboration, it'll be good for each of the individual developers. I think it's a step in the right direction for sure.
And definitely result in higher output as well.
Yeah. So another thing we have going on is that our resident graphics programmer, Oka, has been working on some shader tech for their characters. So we've actually lined up an entirely revised and updated character pipeline that we're pushing all the characters through now, and then part of that is some new shader technology that we've been working on to support that. It allows us to do some very cool and interesting things, but I think we'll probably do like a more formalized update on that later. And little pictures, videos, and everything to explain it. But Oka's been working hard on that with Forrest, his boss Ali as well, and Omar. And so Forrest and Omar are now going to be going to the Austin studio and to the UK studio to showcase the pipeline and the technology and hammer it all out. So I think it's, we'll update all you guys on the details soon, but it's going to be a very cool system, and we're very proud of it. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm David Langoliers. I'm senior producer here at Ophonic. So this last week, there's a couple things. We did some work on grenades. EMP grenades are now functioning so that they can disable all other gadgets. So when you throw a grenade, if somebody has a personal shield down or a hologram, those gadgets will get deactivated by EMPs, as well as all the lights going out in the surrounding area. More work that went on with grenades was cooking. So we now have the ability to cook a grenade when you hold it, and the timer will start counting down the fuse timer so that you can get it all the way down to the last second before you let go of it. The last bit I wanted to bring up was continuing work on start, stops, and juke system. So we have all the starts and stops in now, so that when you're running and stopping or going to a run from a start or from a stop, then it plays that weighted animation. The work that's going on now is with jukes. So that's if you're actually shifting direction from left to right or front to back or say right to forward. All those juke animations are going in today, and we hope to have them in by the end of the day. So once those are in, then we should have pretty much all the pieces that we need for this system up and running online, and from that point on, it'll just be polishing and tweaking it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys this week. Thanks again.
Hey guys, Jake Ross here, associate producer of the Persistent Universe, and I'm flying it solo this week, here to give you a little update. We are working on wrapping up the shader and texture phase of the Nix Stellar-Marlevsky landing zone. We're entering final art phase here pretty soon. Coming along really nicely, really awesome environment. The guys at Behavior are doing a fantastic job. Really excited to show that to you guys here hopefully pretty soon, so be looking forward to that. We've also got some animations that we're implementing in the game, some bartender, bar patron, some wall leans, some really crazy stuff going on for our background NPCs, and we're having some of our animators and designers working together to get those implemented. So it's really fun to see our NPCs kind of coming to life here for the first time, so it's pretty cool. We've also got our designers talking with Tony back and forth about some other occupations that you could potentially have in the PU. For example, our Rob Reininger's working on our mercenary occupation. We got Nate Blaisdell working on our bounty hunter occupation, fleshing that out. Evan Manning's working on our smuggler occupation. We've also got piracy in the works, passenger transport, and escort. So lots of cool things and discussions going on regarding those guys. So we'll probably be doing features on those throughout the rest of the year and into next, so you guys can have those design docs, design posts on the website to look forward to. So yeah, that's all we got for you this week. So see you next time.
Hey Star Citizens, my name is Paul Jones. I'm the art director for Squadron 42 here at Foundry 42. It's been a while since I've seen you, but let's not waste any time. Let's just get straight to the meat of it. Let's talk about ships. That's what everybody loves, right? So let's see. Idris. Everybody loves an Idris. This thing is looking awesome. We're spending time on the exterior, working on panel lines, doodads, widgets, what goes where, should it be there, should it be here, interiors, getting textured, lit. So this ship is going to look pretty amazing, and is a real good test case for our game. Same with Retaliator's being made flight ready. That ship already looks awesome. Now it's just a matter of making it fly awesome. Mining Bot, one of the original ship's vehicles, way back in the day that we started, that's gone into production, having some extra concept done. just really helping solidify its sort of kind of like sort of construction heavy duty feel. What else have we got? Xi'an cargo ship, beautiful vertical ship, first pass mesh work, getting extra concept again to define some of the woolly areas. This should be a pretty sweet ship, so I'm looking forward to this one as it develops. Bengal Bridge. Again, we've taken Ryan Church's work, ran it past Chris, what he wants, what he loves, added more on top, further concept, and then that's going to what's already being built, basically. And then we're moving on to the hangars, upper hangar, main hangar, lower hangar. What else? I think that's pretty much it for ships. A little bit about weapons. Bearing shotgun is in production, so watch out for that. Anyway, good to catch you guys. I'll see you around the verse. Bye-bye.
Alright, this is Neppa198 and this is Cutlass Golfing.
Thank you to our studios from around the world. You guys are doing fantastic work. We can't wait to share more of it with the community.
And let's check in with Lisa Ohanian with this week's episode of Ship Shape.
Hello everyone and welcome to Ship Shape. For today's episode of Ship Shape, we're going to be talking about ship layout design, which is how we match up the interior and exterior of our ships. For today's episode, we're going to be focusing on how we did this with the Genesis Starliner. When coming out with a layout for our ships, we usually start with a design brief created by someone from our design team. They take into consideration the functionality of the ship, any special needs it might have, as well as the overall aesthetic we want it to have when you're inside of the ship and when you see it in space. The first art we have created is usually of the exterior of the ship. We'll give our design brief to one of our concept artists, and they'll come up with something that covers all of the special needs and functionality that our designers have decided this ship is going to need. They'll come up with a few images of the exterior, sometimes a few mood shots to make sure we know what the ship is going to look like, to make sure we get the aesthetic we want while accounting for the functionality of the ship. For certain ships, either larger ships or ships with a special functionality involved, artists will also deliver a high-level layout for design approval that just has some basic sketches of where each room is going to fall inside of the ship. The Genesis Starliner in particular is actually a great ship for this episode because it's one of the first commercial transport ships that we've designed. For this reason, we went into more detail than usual when doing the layout for the interior of the ship to make sure that we accounted for all of the special things that this type of vehicle is going to need. You'll see here that we have an image of the first draft layout for this ship. It accounts for special things that commercial transport ships are going to need, such as a large cargo area, and accounting for how large amounts of people are going to enter exit, as well as how large amounts of luggage are going to be loaded onto and off of the ship quickly. We made the cockpit bigger. We figured that the crew lives there. They're going to need enough space to sleep and eat and rest, and for their luggage as well as the luggage of the passengers. We also increased the cargo storage area. We wanted to make sure that passengers not only had enough room for all of the luggage they might need to bring with them on a trip, but also that we had enough room for all the supplies that are necessary during travel. I'm not going to talk too in depth about these. You're going to hear later during Around the Verse from Randy, the designer on this ship, about how these work in the Genesis Starliner. We also have an X-ray image of what it looks like when we lay out a rough design of the interior of a ship over a rough design of the exterior of the ship, just to confirm that everything lines up and everything looks modular in the way that we want it to. This is to ensure that our segments, as we design the regular version, the luxury version of this ship, and all of the other variants that we have coming down the line, that everything is going to be able to be easily picked up, put out, and replaced with different sections depending on what you want your Genesis Starliner to look like. That's it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning into Ship Shape. Back to you, Sandy and Ben.
Thank you, ShipShape.
Now the QA team in Austin is going to answer one of those undying questions. Which glitch?
Hello and welcome to the third episode of Which Glitch. I am Tyler Whitkin and I'm here with some members of the Austin QA team. First, Melissa Estrada.
I'm still determined to hug every cat.
Andrew Hesse.
What are we doing?
And Jeffrey Bearded Peas.
You know those cats you're trying to hug are gonna eat that bird, right?
Wow.
Dark.
Wow.
So we are stoked to be on episode 50 of Around the Verse, and we have some awesome bugs to share with you guys, so let's do this. Number 5, treadmill. What's happening here?
And for this, I'm using the gravity boots to stand on the part of the terraforming that's spinning. So the expected result.
So this is in Broken Moon on the side of the terraformer.
Yeah. The expected result for this bug was that, if you're walking on something that's spinning around that fast, you get flung out into space.
Number 4, space tornado. So Andrew, what's happening here?
So what's happening is the character ejected just as he self-destructed. So the character model actually got caught in the explosion of the ship self-destructing, which killed the player. And then
It's my favorite part.
Ragdolling, and the camera goes completely.
Look at him just ragdoll and just fly off.
It looks like a Dragon Ball Z fight.
There's that Dragon Ball Z reference. I
Are
see
there
patterns
the same
here,
three
Jeffrey.
animations being looped over and over again?
Number 3, crab crawl. Looks like the developers have been actively working on that Roomba bug that we shared with you guys last week. So now you have feet or shins.
Progress.
Okay. Yeah, slow and steady.
One thing at a time.
He's definitely not getting anywhere fast.
It kind of looks intended. It looks like this was specifically developed to do this. Like, how does this happen on accident? That's what I want to know.
New subscriber flare item.
Yes, a little drone that walks around your hangar. Yeah. It's like a pet. Told you we'd give you that stretch goal of pets.
Will not fix, working as intended.
Yeah, if anyone bugged this, go and close this immediately.
Yeah, close this. This is working as intended. Number 2, helicopter. Yeah, I'm not sure if this guy is an idiot or if he's actually figured out something.
He wants your love, Tyler.
Well, okay, so he's got the saddle ball.
Because he spins you right round, baby, right round.
Are you about to sing? Oh, he's gonna sing. Oh my god. I'm not even mad. I'm starting to get used to the singing, and I actually thoroughly enjoy it.
I sing while we work all the time.
That means you're going insane.
That's true, actually.
So yeah, helicopter, creative use of 0G. Unfair advantage? I don't know.
I think so. I mean, he's carrying the saddle ball.
Or maybe he's winding up to do like a strong
throw.
throw.
To the other end of the map, and he'll get there before anyone can even catch up.
It's the replacement for the jetpack.
There we go.
New movement mechanic. You've seen it here first.
Yes, you've seen it here first. Number 1, you've got a friend.
On me.
So, hologram was set off while still being attached to the player's Batman utility belt-like thing. And so it looks like he's carrying around another player. That's actually the hologram. You can see it flicker at the end.
This whole time I thought that was another player.
Yeah, it's because right about here you can see it start flickering.
Yeah. Seems like a very not good use for a holographic decoy.
Yeah, this is not the final animation for dragging it down to ally. Just so you guys know, don't worry. Okay?
Close enough.
It might as well
got
be.
A friend
of course,
on
this
me.
would not be a proper bug without Jeffrey
You got
singing.
a friend on me.
I'm just going to be quiet and just enjoy this. That's all I can do. If you can't beat them, join them.
You're miles and miles from your nice warm bed.
No, Andrew, you're stuck.
God damn it.
Well, that's the 5 bugs for this time. We hope you guys enjoyed them. Let us know in the comments below which one is your favorite. We're going to be doing a lot of FPS and social module testing, so we'll try and get you guys some epic stuff for next time. From the QA team in Austin, Texas, signing out. Bye!
Which glitch was your favorite, Ben?
My favorite was number 4. I thought that was a fantastic glitch. Good glitching, guys.
Nice work. James had a chance to sit down with Randy Vazquez and take a look at our newest concept ship, the Genesis Starliner.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Randy Vazquez. Randy, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How you so?
Pretty good. Thanks for coming on. All right, we're going to do something a little differently today, guys. We're going to give you a sneak peek at the white boxing phase of the Genesis Starliner. Randy's been working on that for a while now, so we're just going to go ahead and hand it over to him. And what do you got to show us?
All right, so basically I have some iterations of the Starliner, kind of like where it started, and this is kind of where it started here, where like you don't really see much happening. It's very much so blocky out. Mm-hmm. And then as the iterations went on and as the process, we started figuring out what the Starliner actually was and kind of what was happening. So then the more details started going, you started adding more components, start shifting the seats around, doing a lot of different things with it. So actually, let me just show you what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is the first iteration, as I said. Not much happening. It's the mixed version that's actually going to be on sale. So we have like luxury seating, we have luxury sleep pods, we have the seats, we have a lounge for them, and then we have like economy seats. So like if you look at the economy sleeps, like, you know, these little pods and stuff for people to go through. And then like the luxury ones, you see like they have a little bit more space.
Yeah.
So this ship was actually interesting in that it challenged a lot of our designs. So I'm gonna move over to another iteration now that's a little bit more complete than that one. So this one right here is one of the other ones. As you see, the seating has changed, some bathrooms were added, the cockpit's a little bit more situated out. But again, we were looking at it, we're like, this doesn't really have what we need. I mean, and then like we started thinking about the different features that were going into the ship itself. For instance, we didn't think about like safety features. We didn't think about how long it would travel it'd take to travel from like one planet to another. There's just so many questions that we just didn't have answered. So we've been working with the guys in Austin because they've been ones that have taken over the PU and stuff. We've been taking over the ships and doing ship work here. So we've been kind of collaborating between the two.
Design elements and stuff.
Yeah, it's actually really, really been interesting on a lot of the different things. So again, like this one right here has a bunch of different type seats, but then again, what's the gameplay there?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Also the space, like the spacing wasn't really what we needed. So going through like the FPS standards for like make sure spacing is there, level design to make sure all of our things are consistent. Then like other designs started coming across. So like we have this one here, which again, this is more of the same, but more of the spacing. So as you see here, like there's more space for the legs, there's more space for people to run around and jump around, but still wasn't really enough. So I had to make another version. And I was like, yeah, it was like so many versions, dude, it's crazy.
Well, they say it's an iterative process, right?
And that's the thing is, so I've kept all the iterations, that way we can kind of look at where we started.
Oh, that's cool.
And then kind of just gone from there. Just because it's like, I mean, it is really cool to look at what was there. Like, if you look at the first version, the sleeping arrangements were actually up top. Well, that was actually changed, so that way we have all this space for people to have like personal storage, make it more like kind of like a passenger liner is now, where you have like the storage overhead, you have the seating and stuff like that, and just, we were looking at tons of different airplanes that are being used today, and then looking at the Hindenburg, looking at different things like the trains, cruise liners, kind of everything, getting inspiration from that.
Yeah, what was the main inspiration for the Starliner? Or your version of
it? Well, I mean, my version has always been looking at like I think someone told me that it was like the ship from, oh my god, I'm going blank on the name of the thing, but it was like Fifth Element. How it had that like cruise liner feel, and that one thing that people would just go in the sleep pods and all that mess and just pass out. Well, we kind of mixed that with kind of today's version of the presence. So passengers are going to be sitting in their seats for a bit. If they want to get up and walk around, they can go to their sleep pod, take a nap, hang out, chill. So yeah, like we've added extra airlocks for things. We've added more safety features, and like right here, we're seeing kind of the things will be actually, people sit down and then like the seats will launch up into vacuum. Like this is all just work in progress. So right now it's all still very conceptual and we're still figuring everything out. So once we figure everything out, then we can go from there. Like I even added in like steward stations so people can actually, you know, work the ships. We actually added a kitchen. We added a mess and lounge area. We've added in like a lounge up here so people can have like an observation deck. We were thinking about, you know, opening it up right here so that way it has people can actually look at it, and then people can actually see things like where they can see the stars as they're traveling. They can sit back, read a book, like just going more for that simulation, right? And then kind of just feeding into that. So yeah, added more bathrooms, added more causeways so people can actually walk around. And again, this is all white box.
All right.
Yeah, more bathrooms. We need more bathrooms.
What type of differences in the types of Genesis Starliners are you looking at?
So we're looking at multiple variants right now, and right now this is the mixed one. So it does a dual class system, kind of like it has first class, it has economy, and then the other one, actually, let's see if I don't get in trouble too much, but let's see if we can look at some of the other variants real quick.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
These. Let's go look at some of the luxury stuff happening. All right, so let me show you the first version of luxury, and then we'll move back over to this one real quick. So this one right here, the luxury version actually was nothing but a few seats up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sleeping arrangements were down here where they were like full staterooms. Like if you were to like kind of rent out a full portion of the train,
Yeah.
or like a cruise liner type thing. So it's more like a suite. And so tons of space. Everyone has their own private bathrooms and stuff like that, their own storage, own private storage space. But there wasn't much storage space actually for people to actually like bring vehicles and stuff like that. Like the Starliner is massive. It's really, really big. It's bigger than the Constellation.
Oh, wow.
You know, so it is something that people could fit vehicles on. It's something that people could fit, even an M50 or something like that could probably go in there for storage-wise. You can't like, you know, drop from it like a drop ship or whatever, but you can at least fit stuff in there. So if you have, you know, if you purchase some of the other toys that would be coming up with the designing, then you can fit them in the ship.
That's awesome.
There's definitely good enough space. But yeah, this, like the first edition, I had like a bar down here for lounging. Then I had like another bar for other lounge up here. So it was like two things. I had a business meeting just in case. So I was kind of trying to go a mix of like almost Air Force One / that luxury like private plane.
Like luxury for like a business
Kind of, yeah.
Gotcha.
So like I was going with that, and then feedback, they were like, all right, remove a few things, change this. So the version that we're ended up with right now, and there's gonna be more iterations as more feedback comes through, because we know what we want to do with the ship, but once the community always gets their hands on things, they're going to do what they want. So we want to make sure that we're creating things that they can play around with everything that they need, they want to do, right? I mean, this game is ultimately about them, and we're trying to give them toys that they can play with and stuff. So this one right here, as you see, I've added the kitchen and the dining room. I've added in the lounge up here. And then I have a spa type of thing up here, so that way we can have the space jacuzzi.
Oh, dude, I've always wanted a space jacuzzi.
I mean, who doesn't want a space jacuzzi, right? I mean, I know I want a space jacuzzi.
I was 3 years old and I said I want a space jacuzzi.
I can see that happen.
Right?
I can see that,
You
yeah.
got it.
I've also added a different type of lounge that had like sofas and like comfortable chairs, as well as like little meeting spots so people can just meet up, little tables here and there so people can play cards or something like that. So that way they can entertain themselves, and then of course more bathrooms still.
You gotta have those bathrooms.
You're
really proud of these bathrooms, I can tell.
You gotta, you know, you're in space for a long time, you gotta go. The first class area kind of stayed similar to the mixed one, and then the staterooms has been reduced also, the number of staterooms, but the space there is still there. So, and then we have now actual storage space, so we can actually put vehicles and everything, and they could go up like the ramp right here, just like loading and everything.
Interesting.
I've also added in the elevator to go to all 3 floors, so that way they can go here. They have causeways on the sides, and then they have causeways up here.
It's faster than that Mass Effect elevator, right?
I don't know, man. I kind of liked it, you know, because
Yeah, I
they had
guess so
time
it
to
was.
relax
Yeah.
and chill and stuff. You know,
And be angry.
It gets you ready for that next portion.
Mass Effect shade. Sorry to interrupt.
We have another elevator up here for the crew, so that way the crew can get in and out and stuff, and EVA. So we've also increased the crew size here. So originally the crew size is going to be around like 4 people, right? But with a ship this big, we need like people stewards, mechanic, we need like co-pilots, we need a captain, we need a gunner. So, I mean, hopefully like a chef or something like that. Like once all the professions on, I don't really know what P is going to be doing, but we're giving, again, those options are there for when we want to do things.
Nice.
So, yeah, but this is the luxury version, and I think I have.
Yeah, let's say I mean, I like luxury. But let's say we want a little more power.
Okay.
What do you got for me?
Let's see. Let's check it out real quick. Let me switch over. Let me go ahead and show you the troop variant. So, troop variant's gonna be a little more heavy than armored, probably. Probably a little bit bigger guns, but for the most part, it's still all about passengers. It's all about, you know, cruising and stuff. So, the first iteration, I actually did like a old school briefing room from like. Anytime you see like a military movie or whatever, they have these like the tiered seatings and stuff. From like Battlestar Galactica, they had the, those rooms and stuff. So they were like, the tiered seating, the people can just come in, pile in, and of course, you know, if you're the last one to the meeting, then you're coming through the elevator here, or you're coming through here in front, so everybody sees you.
Yeah.
Just you gotta have hazing. It's military, right? Like even a hologram display right here, so when people are going, it can display to everything. We have like a little meeting room, so if you get called into this office, probably not detention, but
Yeah.
you know.
not
Sleep
good.
quarters are, since it's troops, we have a bunch of sleep quarters, so they're right up here and right next to the mess hall and the kitchen.
They're just normal racks.
Normal racks they can jump in. Depending on how many troops they want to fit in, they can hot bunk if they need to. So you know what hot bunking is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We have the seats rearranged differently just because it'd be easier for the soldiers to line in and out for the different things, and they can go in and out of the airlocks right here if they need it, and there's 2. They have storage for their rucksacks and weapons up top, and then they have ways that they can go down. So the Constellation, again, I did some more inspiration off that. So if you wanted to load up vehicles or personnel, you can actually drop them down with the causeways, and then these things will drop down. So like when they land on a planet or something like that, these things can come down. You can load gear and load gear off.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So I've also moved all the sleeping quarters for the crew down here into the compartments. That way, this is like where all the main things are, like the engines, the shield generators, and the thing about Starliner is always about safety and redundancy. So they always have a lot of redundant systems. So if one part of the ship gets damaged, another system can kick in. Nice. So it's all about just that safety and that make sure that it can keep on going.
Okay.
You know. As you can see here, the bridge is built up a little bit more. I added some consoles. I added like a hologram table right here for planning. I added some comm stations, kind of like in the sub movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Some servers back here, so that way they can go through everything needed. Gun racks, and then so one of the feedback I got was actually like, you know, we need more gun racks. We need like an armory. We need a bunch of other things. So I'm gonna show you the last iteration that I've been kind of playing with lately. As you can see here, more storage for vehicles can pop in, like, I mean, dune buggies or whatever else. We still have
Dune
these
buggies
things
confirmed.
right here. Yeah. Don't say that out loud. Oh shit, we just did.
And you said the S word.
Dang.
It's all right.
My bad.
Someone will bleep it out. We'll be good.
Nice. So yeah, I was actually looking at, I got feedback for an armory, whether we have any type of suits for people to jump into or wear. They can come down here, refit, and we're gonna be removing one of these things. So that way over here, we still have the loading and unloading will go off. And then this will be another area right here where they can load in and load out vehicles. The mess hall's still there, the kitchen's still there. Now I added a kind of a really quick med bay.
Med bay, yeah.
We still have this office over here, probably be used for anything, like people can talk and chill, hang out there. Little fitness center right here, people can do on long travels.
Gotta work out.
Yep, got to.
Gotta lift.
Elevator still moved to the side. I increased the amount of space, so that way people can actually have space to move in and out. So 2 people can come in and out of here. And then the sleep racks are about the same. I've actually moved the seating around a little bit more so we have more space in between to move around. And we're going to put gun racks in between here, so when soldiers kind of sit down, they basically stow the gear.
Yeah.
And then they're able to put their ruts up top, stow their weapons right in front of them. So in case anything happens, they need EVA or anything like that, then they can go ahead and grab their stuff real quick, grab their weapon, and then head out the door.
Cool.
So it's all about just trying to make it more, just easier for them to go through things. But we've also added in ladders so that way soldiers can just get in and out real quick. We have 2 on this side, we have 3 on this side, and another one over here in case you need to get to a different compartment. The crew stuff has stayed about the same for right now, and then right now I'm just waiting for feedback from, you know, some directors, from other designers and stuff, and then, you know, Chris Roberts has had his eye on this ship as well and giving feedback here and there. So it's been really interesting.
Well, it looks like we're starting to get pushed out around here. It's starting to fill up. So thank you for giving us this extended sneak peek at the white boxing stage for the Genesis Starliner. Check back tomorrow where you can actually pledge for the ship. And Randy Vazquez, thank you for coming on, man.
No worries, man. Take it easy.
Back to you guys.
So what's with the postcards, Ben?
That's right. You were out of town when we did all this. For the Starliner, we wanted to show off not only, you know, cool pictures of the ship, but how it fits into the Star Citizen universe. So we created Meridian Transit, which is a futuristic space airline, and we created some of the advertisements for their different destinations. You're going to be reading a little bit more about Meridian in an interactive fiction experience that the folks at Turbulent have put together for the sale tomorrow. They also let us have a little bit of free reign and extra material for this sale, so you're going to see some more esoteric images. What does a flight attendant look like in the 29th century, 30th century? What does the interior cabin for first class look like? We're going to have some cool stuff to share tomorrow.
That's about it, but it wouldn't be ATV without an art sneak peek.
And here it is. Make sure to tune in to Reverse the Verse tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific on Twitch. We'll be answering your questions about the Starliner, about Star Citizen in general, and anything you can imagine.
We like to thank our backers for making all of this possible, so we asked you to submit photos to the forums.
In honor of our 50th episode, we wanted to see the faces of the people who make Star Citizen possible. Here are some of them. Now, of course, we know that's not everybody. We could not fit all 900,000 odd backers into one segment, as hard as we tried. But check out the forums for more. And if you didn't get a chance to submit your photo, feel free to add it to the thread. We like seeing you guys.
Bets on one will hit 1 million. 1 million backers.
Who will be number 1 million?
Mr. 1 million, or Mrs. 1 million, or Miss.
Yes.
Thank you to subscribers for making this show possible, and as always, we will see you next week on Around the Verse. Jazz hands. I can paint my nails. What color should I do?
These like stars for Star Citizen.
What? What color?
Black, and then you put like little
I know,
speckles
I
or
just wanted
something.
to do black.
Next week on Sandy's Makeup.